Hello, welcome to another Paranormal Q&A with Jack Kenna and
Carly Hall.
Carly. Oh, how you doing tonight, Carly?
I'm good.
Yeah, I don't see anybody in the room yet, so see what happens. So, oh, that's that. Oh, okay. So, anyways, so we're back. There's Barry Martz, Bob Burnell. Hey
Happy
guys, doing
birthday,
out
Bob.
there? Just popped up. Barry says hello, Carly, and Bob says hello to you and me. So we're back. It's been a little while. We know. Hey, Bob Maloney is here too. So we got everybody popping. All the Bobs came in. All the Bobs,
Mm-hmm.
Barry's, Bobs. Bob and Weave. So yes, for our first time back in. We came back and then we took a week off last week because we had so much going on, and you weren't feeling good that night.
Yeah.
So I decided not to do the show without you. So and I was pretty tired. We've been on the go, 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 go. Just so everybody kind of knows, we've been like traveling for the last every weekend for the last like 2.5 months, just about. We've been on the go. Matter of fact, we're leaving again this weekend. We
Yep.
go down to Alexandria, Virginia again to see my son, his wife, and the new baby, my grandson. And he's getting his baptism is this weekend. Christening is this weekend. So we're going down there again. We leave Friday for that. So I'll be back on Monday. So depending on how we feel after that, we may or may not do next week's show too. This may end up being an every other week show. So we're trying to
Because we're
keep.
leaving the next weekend too. After that, for
And then
Ocean
the
State.
next weekend, yes, you guys out there might be interested in coming to the next weekend, which is Ocean State Paracon. But it's not in Rhode Island this year, but they kept the name, which I think is pretty cool still, because it's been Ocean
Oh
State
yeah.
Paragon for, I don't know, 12, 14 years, 15, I don't know how long he's been doing it, a long time. And I've been there for everyone. It's where Carly and I met, as a matter of fact, is at Ocean State Paracon. And so that's going to be coming up the following weekend, which will be the weekend of the like 19th. 19th, I think it's actually the 20th, and it's 19th through the 21st, I believe, is what the actual dates are for that. And where that is being held, let's see if I can pull it up here for you guys. Bear with me. Ocean State Paracon. Okay, at least I found it. This year, 2021 here, I'm just going to pull up this, share this page with you. Share the screen. Share the Chrome tab. So there you have it. It's Ocean State Paracon, and this year it's being held at Plain Ridge Racing Casino, 301 Washington Street, Plainville, Massachusetts. So if you guys want to check that out, the site is there. It's just facebook.com OSPCC Charity Fund. Okay, because it is a fundraiser. Yeah. Uh, my mind just went blank. Some of you probably already know about it. Ken DaCosta holds it, and his team hold it every year. I'll just post this link up. You guys want to check it out? We will be there. We're not speaking, but there's a lot of good speakers that are going to be there. There's a very fun VIP party. It's going to be the night before. And actually, I messaged a couple people about that, Bob Maloney and Carl. So if you are interested, you guys let me know in what I messaged you about. And if you're not, let me know, because then I can offer it that to someone else. But I hope you guys can make it. There's Karen Daniels Karen Ann Daniels. Sorry, Karen. She just popped in. How you doing out there? Oh, she says she'll be at Ocean State, so we'll look forward to having you there. I'd be surprised if Bob Burnell's not there. So it'd be great to have you there. And Teresa Fowler just jumped in, but Karen, yeah, we'll look for you there. Just come up to our table. We'll be right next with our team, Spirits of New England. We're going to have our own table. We're going to be right next to Spirits of New England. which is our paranormal team, our kind of home team that we belong to. And then you'll have us, me and Carly, which of course we are JC Paranormal, but we're all one big happy conglomerated family. So you guys are part of all that too. So come by and see us. Yeah, you never know. I might give you something free. Never know. Never know. Sometimes I feel generous. You get a comic book. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's the end of the season. It's the last run. I might. If you remember to ask me for one. And remind me that I made that offer. I do forget, people. I got so much going on. I do forget. So, especially that's 2 weeks from now. But yeah, stop by and see us. So it's going to be a fun time. So that's going to be the last event that we have for this year that we're going to be attending. I don't think we're doing any other events. I know after that we'll be back home. I'll have a weekend back home. I think it's just going to be one weekend back home. Maybe it's two. Is it one or two? Let me see. No, it's I'll have one weekend back home, and then I am heading out to Carly will be here, but I'll be heading out to Colorado, Colorado Springs to see my daughter out there. So, eh, well, no, I will be home that Tuesday, and I'll be flying back. Actually, I'll be flying back on a Tuesday. So the Tuesday of I think December 7th, we will not be having a show because I'll be on a plane flying back home. So I think I might get in before 8 o'clock, but still, I'm probably going to be exhausted. So we're
Yeah.
not going to be having a show on December 7th, just so you know. And that's another important date, December 7th. Does Carly know what December 7th is? Dun, dun, dun. Does Barry Martz or Bob Burnell or anybody else know what December 7th is? Very important date in history. Very important date. It was a big reason we got into World War II. Bombing of Pearl Harbor. Barry Martz, you are correct.
Oh.
It's the day Pearl Harbor was bombed. That's right. It was also the day before, December 6th was a very important date too, because it was a date. Michelle's on here. Our father came home from the military out on Hawaii. Him and his brother both left Hawaii on December 6th because they were being discharged from the military. They'd served their time and they were being discharged, and they actually left the day before Pearl Harbor was bombed. Just one of or two of probably many lucky military guys that got sent home just for them. And my father couldn't stay in the military because he had been written up for a damaged eardrum. I'll tell the truth about that now. I found out years later. He actually had a damaged heart valve, but he was working as a medical assistant to the doctor on base there. So so my father could work on the railroad. He wrote him up as having a burst eardrum rather than a damaged heart valve, because if he had damaged heart valve, guess what? Yes, the railroad would not have hired him. So that's how he got wrote up, and that's why he did not go back into the army anyway. Yes. If it was not for that, if it was not for him and our uncle being sent home, my sister and I would not be here today. So, because he probably would have been killed. And matter of fact, he would have been in the hospital that did get bombed. And I think the doctor he had been working with had gotten killed, as a matter of fact. So he probably would have been killed as well. His brother probably would have been, because his brother was in the Air Force and he would have been out on the airfield. So very likely neither one of them would have made it. But hey, go figure. Bob Burnell says, go figure. Yep, go figure. Everything happens for a reason. And because he got sent home, and that's a big reason why we're here today. So, Carly, you got the military to thank for you being around. So, and now I work for the military. So go figure. So, Barry's talking about he did a 6th grade paper on that, and that brings up an interesting thing. Quite a few years back now. ghost hunters did get to investigate out there at where one of the original hangars, I think, was, and had some interesting evidence they caught at I think it's a museum there at the hangar where one of the old hangars was now. So they got to investigate parts of out there, and they did get some interesting evidence and stuff. I remember that show. So, if it's not for history, we wouldn't have hauntings. I always say that. So some cool stuff. Again, as you know, this show is always about you guys, and if you have any questions. But Carly and I just came back from another event out in Salem, Massachusetts. We did our own Witch City Parafest. That Spirits of New England was the main sponsor for, and excuse me. And we had all kinds of lectures out there, and we gave a lecture out there, and maybe Carly wants to talk about that, because we thought for a while it wasn't going to happen because everybody had left, but then everybody came back, and we did our lecture later, but it turned out to be a very good lecture. So very proud of Carly, because she really wanted to talk at that lecture, and I let her. So I didn't let her. She wouldn't let me have the microphone. There was one time I was trying to get the microphone. She wouldn't give it up. So it's good. It's all good. She had a lot of good things to say. You enjoyed that, didn't you?
Yeah.
You were looking forward to that
Yeah.
talk, actually. Were you telling me that?
I like talking.
Yeah, if you can get a word in between me. So tell them what else. I mean, it's not really paranormal, but tell them what else you got all that weekend. What was the other big thing that happened to you that weekend? Not happened to you, but you got a bunch of stuff from different people, including me. Tell them what you are.
It's in the other room. Yeah, it's all in the other room.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, I got a bunch of Slytherin stuff too, so I'm so happy.
Carly's a Slytherin.
So we went to the Harry Potter store. There's 2 Harry Potter stores. There's the one store, and then there's the like the Harry Potter merch store, like right next door.
Yeah, the wand
And so
shop
we
and
went.
the merch store. Yeah.
Yeah, so we went and we were looking around and we saw like a bunch of stuff for Slytherin, and I was like, "Oh, cool." So we went back to the event, and then once Sarah, Z, and I went out and got lunch, we stopped by the store and I got a hat and gloves, and I have Slytherin on them. Um, and then you got a scarf for me and the little Niffler stuffed animal.
The stuffed animal, her Niffler,
It's
whatever it
in
is.
the other room too.
Yeah,
But
looks like a platypus to me. I don't know.
yeah. And then Sarah and Z both had stuff from a loot box, so I got like a belt, a wallet, a keychain, a thing that makes your keys float in the water. Yeah.
And Karen says, "No, not Slytherin." Boo.
Yeah.
Tell
Not
them.
all Slytherins are bad. There's
There
just
you
one
go.
that ruined the whole bunch. Like Slytherins are like cunning, ambitious, resourceful, determined, and sometimes shrewd. But like, I am a full-on Slytherin, so
I don't know if you're shrewd.
don't let your house define you as
Yeah,
a person. But
yeah. I don't know if you're shrewd though.
no. But I'm mainly like all those other.
You probably
I
could.
can be. I can be shrewd. I can be.
You could be. I don't know if
I
I've ever
can
seen you
be.
being shrewd.
No, because you don't tick me off. But I can be.
That's true. You're probably
If
shrewd
you
at
make me
home.
mad, it's not a fun time.
You were probably shrewd at home when you grew up. I could see
Yeah,
you maybe
very
at
much so.
times being
Yeah.
shrewd. Right. We do have a question from Barry. Barry asks, question, did you or anyone experience any paranormal activity at Witch City Parafest during the time you were all there? Actually, yes. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
I wish it would have, in my case, I wish it would have happened more often. I actually was coming from our room to go to the elevator, and as I began around the corner, I hear the elevator go ding. The door opened, and there was nobody on it. Just came to the floor on its own, I guess. Now, if anybody knows this elevator, you're lucky if you don't wait 10 minutes to get that elevator. because there's two elevators. They're next to each other. They're very small. It's at the Hawthorne Hotel we're talking about here, and you wait forever for those elevators. But that one time, the elevator opened for me and was waiting for me. Very interesting. Carly, how about you?
Yeah, I had the
You had
same
something with the
elevator
elevator
thing.
too.
Yeah. We went up to get some like water from somebody's room, and um the so on the way to the back from the room, we found a penny that was heads up on the floor, which I thought was pretty cool. And then we got to the elevator, and the button was already pressed, so the elevator was coming up. And so we get in the elevator. It started going down. It stopped at the third floor. Opened. No, it stopped at the fifth floor. Sorry, we were on the sixth. It opened. No one got on. It was just it randomly went to the fifth floor. Well, that we know of that we could have seen. Um, and then it closed, and then went to the third floor, picked up some passengers who were talking about how the sixth floor is extremely haunted. Um,
Supposedly it is, yeah.
yeah, and then yeah, pretty much
I
yeah, that
would
was
say
it.
this. Probably there was one night I couldn't sleep. Couldn't sleep either night. To be honest with you, I'll be honest with you. I am not really impressed with the Hawthorne Hotel. Bed was really hard. I couldn't sleep. Was small. Um, yeah, bathroom was like having a bathroom in a closet. I'm just being honest, people here. Um, Not impressed. It's an old place. I get it. It's an old place and stuff, but for what they charge for people to stay there, not impressed at all. But anyway, where was I going with that?
It just needs to be modernized. That's it.
So yes, majorly. Uh, like the elevators, especially.
Yeah.
Um, so I was up one night, and I swear to God, I heard a weird disembodied voice in our room. Um, that was it. It was weird. It sounded like in the room, and I'm like, whatever. I didn't even care because I was, not in the best of moods, and I was tired and all that. So I'm like, whatever. Just I don't leave us alone. And I never heard anything sense. Yeah, I will say this: being up all night, you can. There was a wedding, couple of weddings going on in the hotel. You can hear like people talking all night long. Like if somebody's either rooms below you or rooms even
Yeah, you
across the
can
hall,
it's
you
the
can
walls
hear
are so
just in the
thin.
background conversations. Even just somebody leaves. I think a couple nights somebody just left the TV on, and you can hear that converse like that going on, and it sounds like it's almost disembodied voices. It's not. It's just the way it sounds. And Chino wants me to let him out, so so I'll get him, Carly. Don't worry about it. So if you hear something banging at the door, it's the cat. So Carly's gonna let him out. Um, so, anyways, yeah, that was the experience. We did have a lot of stuff. And Jason, I'm gonna get to your question. I know you got one there, um, or you have something posted, so I put that up there. Um, what was I going on about? Okay, so uh, we did do like table tipping and stuff like that. And we had a lot of activity with that. Lucky Bell Camino was she does a lot of table tipping, and we did have a lot of experiences with that. I participated myself, and we had some stuff going on. I actually picked up on the name Robert during my time during the table tipping, and Don DeCristofano was sitting at the table there with me, and he suddenly dawned on him Robert was the name of one of the spirits that's on the USS Salem. And when he started talking, all of a sudden, all the K2s, everything else started going off when he started asking if that's who it was. So we did have some interesting stuff with the event with the table tipping on Saturday night and all that. And so yeah, we had some activity there. I got to do say we had some activity there. Um, Jason, I put Jason's thing up because he was saying something. So I just want to put up there. If one could investigate out by Jericho, Vancouver Sailing Club, that area was used as a training area for pilots during World War II. Very good information to know about. Um, yeah, if somebody has access to that, that'd probably be a great place to investigate. Going back to Carly's stuff, Karen says she's Gryffindor, but my daughter is Hufflepuff. I could live without my time turner, though. I couldn't live without my time turner. What did I end up being, Carly? You ran mine. What was I?
Ravenclaw?
Ravenclaw. Ravenclaw. So it figures. But then I run it again. I ended up being something else. I don't know.
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff. Yeah. So maybe I go. Maybe I'm on the edge. Who knows? So she says, "You messed it up on purpose. You're a Ravenclaw. You messed yours up on purpose." I really didn't. I just was like, I don't know. There's a bunch of questions you have to ask on the website. There's a site for that. And I don't know, I was just messing around though. So anyway, so I'm a Ravenclaw, I guess. So I always thought I was more like Voldemort personally, but not really. Let's see. So any other question? You guys got any other questions? Who was rambling on here, I guess. Hey, Keith Bailey is here. And I know Teresa's here. Here Teresa has a question. I'll let Carly answer this. Have you ever done anything investigating in South Carolina? That's a no from both of us, by the way. Carly's out there petting Chino, so I don't know if she's close enough to her microphone. No, we haven't investigated South Carolina. I mean, there's lots of places we haven't investigated. Just because we do so many residential places, we don't get around to too many places. Kat Cooper's on. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen Kat in a long time. But I want to say hello to Keith Bailey. Hope you're doing all right tonight, Keith.
What are you talking about? You saw her at the event.
What?
Cat.
Oh, Kat. Oh my God, never mind. I was thinking of somebody else. Sorry, Kat. Yes, I saw you at the event. Oh my God. You know who I was thinking of? The other cat that we know that has the radio show.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry. I just I don't know why I
I'm like,
jumped
what
to
are you
that.
talking
I
about?
don't know. We're talking about South Carolina. My head went south, and what's her name is usually down that way for all the other southern events, like when we go down to um, Tennessee and stuff like that. So sorry, Kat. Yes, we saw you this weekend. Kat and her buddy Jim, they do some interesting stuff. They do some really good um, video work. They're doing some production type stuff of their own. Um, and I'll post this up from Kat because she talks about she has bruises on her legs from knocking them, getting in and out of the bathroom past the toilet. Yes, yeah. Talking about the Hawthorne Hotel again, how small the rooms are. Yes, yeah. It's. I always wanted to stay there. Been there, done that. As Carly said, got the
Got the
T-shirt.
t-shirt.
Got the T-shirt.
Yep.
So yeah, not impressed. Not impressed. But I was saying about Kat and her friend Jim there, they have their own YouTube channel. And they do some really interesting work. So Kat, feel free to, because I don't know the name of your channels there. I think you got a couple of them. Feel free to post about them. I do know on like they broadcast, and I know you can watch it again. They broadcast all the lectures from the Witch City Parafest live, and it's on their YouTube. I believe it's a YouTube site. So, Kat, please post that link on here for everybody in case they want to watch it. Please do that if you're still listening. Post that link to your websites where they can watch the lectures that we did. So I greatly appreciate that. A lot of great lecturers. We had Dan Class. We had Don DeCristofano. We had oh my God, we had a bunch of people. Even one friend of Ellen's who talks about lighthouses throughout the country, and they're haunted lighthouses, and he talks about that. And that's a lecture that was really, really good. Not a lot of people really got to see that, unfortunately, just because of the timing. But if you can check it out, I know I'm pretty sure they recorded that, and watch that lecture because it's actually pretty interesting, and it was good. It was really good, and it'll give you some insights into some local area in Boston area and stuff like that, the lighthouses and stuff. Some real good information about them too. And Mackie James is here. What up? He says, we're just doing our show there, James. So, we got to get together. He's a friend of ours. He's local to us, and we keep saying we got to get together. Finding the time is another thing, But yes, we've been go, 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 go. But we'll get together. I promise we'll all get together. Let's see. And Mackie James there, if you'd like to ask him, he's been down to investigate. It's in here in New York. Oh my God, mention it. What you've investigated? Um, it's a famous place, just down south of us here in New York. Oh my God, my mind went blank. Anyways, it's a old hotel, and it's very haunted, and it was on Ghost Hunters and a lot of other places, and it's a really cool place. I've never been there. I want to get there, and I still haven't gotten there yet. And it's like an hour and a half from my house. So, um, it's a
Shanley.
Shanley. Yes, thank you. The Shanley Hotel. Mackie James has been there many times. You may want to ask him about it. He's had some great experiences out there. I know that. Oh, this is interesting. It's not really paranormal, but Karen is saying, my friend owns a flooring company that designed and installed all of the Hawthorne's carpets, and her guys doing the install were really creeped out. Oh, okay, so it is paranormal, at times, and just wanted to be done with the job and get out of there. Yeah, I could. It is haunted. The hotel itself is haunted. Even down in the library, where we were giving the lectures and stuff, is there's a shadow figure down there. I've seen it myself. It's always in the one back corner. But it is a very haunted location. That's interesting. I didn't know your friend installed the carpets there, so I could see where they want to get out. Oh, it's Chris. Karen's talking about the table tipping. If people don't know what that is, it is basically a séance, and you use a table. Um, Yes, a table moving, tipping towards an individual. Sometimes it'll twist. Sometimes it'll rise up off the floor. It just depends on the energy involved and what's going on. But yes, the table will somebody a lot of times vibrate or shift, and you're barely touching the table. Just so people know, you just barely got your fingers on the table, and and you'll feel it. I felt it actually shift like in a counterclockwise direction. I felt some thumps on it, things like that. So, which nobody's doing it. I mean, you're sitting there, you're watching everybody. There's only four of you at the table. Um, People are watching you. You can see what's going on. So it does work. I mean, it really does work. It's interesting. Not everybody's saying it. I can't do it. I usually don't have too much luck at it, but sometimes other people do. And let's see. Barry says, I think there's some spirit activity at the Days Inn that I stayed at in Hillsborough, New Jersey, when I was attending the New Jersey Perry Unity back in September. I would tell you this, all of it, not just Barry. Many hotels are haunted. It's because a lot of people die in hotels. You just don't hear about it. I've been at multiple Holiday Inns that are haunted, seen shadow figures, stuff running around, heard things talking to me. Usually, when I've been alone in the hotel rooms, traveling for work on paranormal related. But my son had experiences with me. I think Carly and I were in one that we had experiences at too. Um, we didn't have something where. Oh yes, we had the haunted toilet. That's something else altogether, though. That was a joke, people. The haunted toilet was a complete. It was a joke. Yeah, dry humor on my part. That's all I'll say. Steve White is here tonight. Hello, Steve. And Kat says, see Jack and Carly. His lecture on NEPS TV. That's their thing. It's NEPS TV on YouTube. So check that out. You can check out not just ours, but all the lectures I believe from the event are on there. Let me know if I'm wrong about that, Kat. But yes, NEPS TV. They do great work. It's really high quality stuff. I would even like to maybe do an investigation kind of thing with them sometime. And I did see she posted the link. She says it is on YouTube, so make sure you guys check that out, and you can kind of check out what we did at the event. If you guys have any questions, again, throw them out there. I'm going to pop up Steve White's and just read it because he has a long thing here, and I want to see what's going on. Good evening, guys. Welcome back. Question. Has a residential client ever mentioned to you what are some of the things we can ever mention to you? What are some of the things that we can do to subside this activity in our home until you guys are available to get here? Yes. Yeah, we've had clients ask us what they can do to help reduce the activity in a home until we're able to get there and investigate. And we get that all the time, as a matter of fact. Carly, I've been doing all the talking. Go ahead, tell them some of the things that we recommend to people that they can do to
Yeah.
calm activity in their home before we or while they're waiting for us to come there.
Yeah, just like grounding and shielding, preferably twice a day. It doesn't take much time. Max really honestly just 15 minutes twice a day. And then getting some quartz where you put into the four corners of your property.
Yeah, you can do that.
Or sage. If
Yeah,
if they feel comfortable saging themselves properly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, their house, they can sage your house. Usually, if they'll ask me, I'll send them we'll email them the instructions on how to properly sage their home. Um, Hopefully, they follow those instructions. So, yeah, because you don't want to keep the windows closed. I'll tell you that. You're just moving junk around. So, um, Holly's here. Holly Cat-
Cataldo.
Cataldo. Yep. Sorry. And I just want to point this up because I have never had any experiences there. So it's interesting. She says, always have experiences at the Wyndham during the bash. And that's the Battlefield Bash down in Gettysburg. I've never had any experiences at the hotel there. Have you ever experienced anything, Carly? I mean, you've been there a few times now. Not
Mm.
at the hotel, I haven't. That doesn't mean people don't. I'm just saying I've never had any. Maybe I'm not paying attention. I don't know. I've seen some interesting things during the bash, but not paranormal related. Um, Cheryl Brookshire says hello to us. Hello, Cheryl. We'll just pop that up there. Barry's talking about his days in, and Jennifer Lee says your thoughts on orbs. Go ahead, Carly. Tell me your thoughts on orbs.
Well, typically we think that it's just a release of energy. Like,
True orbs.
with like, yeah, true orbs. Not dust. What is it that meme this is like your a ghost hunter's worst nightmare, and it was like a picture of like a Lysol spray or a dust rag, which I thought was pretty funny. But anyway, dry
Yep.
humor
Yeah.
again.
No, that's true. Yeah. No, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
Um, so typically what will happen is you'll find an EVP at the same time of a that you find like an orb or a light anomaly in your evidence that you capture. So,
Hmm.
what I think or what we think is that it's just a release of energy that coincides with the EVP that you get or other types of phenomena that you experience.
Hmm.
Um, you can also see it on a molecular level, like photons with electrons. When the electrons jump a ring, they actually release this little photon of light that is kind of like excess energy. It's little light and heat. So it's similar, just on a larger scale.
Right. Right. Yes, I agree with you there. I'm gonna pull something up here. So I just want to show what some people believe kind of orbs are, and I'll tell you what these things are. Then I'll
I
try to see if
agree.
I can show you what an actual orb is, what we consider an orb. Um,
And they're very few and far between.
they are very few and
They're
far
not very
between.
common.
No, they're not. I see. I don't know if I can cancel that. I think. Oh, I know how I could do it. All right. Hang on. I can share it that way. Okay. So I'm going to share it this way. I just pulled up just a search on YouTube or Google about orbs and stuff like that. So I'm just going to see if I can share this tab. This is from, I think, Yahoo. So, oops. Yeah. So this is what these things here. People say, "Oh, these are orbs. These are spirit orbs." There's a lot of this stuff here, especially these ones that are outside. It's moisture droplets and stuff that you're seeing. It, some of them are bugs. A lot of this is moisture droplets in the air at night which your camera will pick up. You don't see it with your naked eye, but the camera will pick it up with the flash, especially because it's reflecting back. These are not spirit orbs, right? These are just, you know, manifestations of your camera. All right. I'm just telling you that. You can believe me or not. But now I'm going to see if I can show you, if I can find that. I think I may even already have it on here. What an actual orb capture is. Let's see. Bear with me for a couple minutes here, people. Yes, I do have it. Okay. So this is a video of what we captured of an orb on the USS Constitution. Okay. All right. So that is what we consider an orb. You see this light just kind of pop up from nowhere, um, spirals up, and it actually, if you watch it, collapses back in on itself. It actually, if you watched it again, we have actually have that on our website. I think it's on Spirits in New England website. You see it collapse back in on itself, but it's just this light that actually our investigator Sarah, who was sitting there, never saw it. It was just caught in the infrared spectrum of light. I got a couple others that are actually orbs that are just releases of energy, and
Mhm.
I have
And you
that
had an
one.
EVP at the same time as that one, just in a
Yes,
different
well,
room.
yes, that one had an EVP. You really can't hear it, so I don't really talk about that. But it's a very interesting thing, because I do think yes, it is related to that EVP. I think it's a release of energy from the EVP that was being captured on the floor, the deck below, on the same time we were capturing that light anomaly up there. So let me. I've got one other one I just want to share, and this was captured at a residential case, and we call it red light, blue light, and you're gonna see why. And these are actual orbs, energy orbs, what I call energy orbs. They're not spirits, they're not ghosts. Even that other one, I'm not going to tell you it's a ghost, but it is an energy orb, actual energy orb, and so are these. So uh, So before I let that go, what I'm going to say is you're going to see it's called blue light, red light. You're going to see at the bottom of that open doorway that's there, because I'm not sure if you can hear my audio when I pull that up. So you're looking in the bottom of the doorway, you're going to see this flash of blue light, and then you're going to look up a little bit higher, and you're going to see this little red orb float by. So just I'm going to play it, and you guys can watch it if it'll play. I'll try a different one because I don't think that one's playing. All right, so you see that little flash of blue light, and then you see this little red orb kind of float out the doorway. They both kind of went out the doorway. And that was caught on infrared camera. Nobody up there, nobody on that floor at the time. We were all down in the kitchen area, taking a break, and we captured those. And they're actually earthquake lights connected because we actually had a small earthquake right after those lights appeared. No, nothing major. The whole house shook, but it was like a point 0.3 on the Richter scale, something like that. The reason, and that's in Haverhill, Massachusetts. The reason you feel those, that house is up on the hill that sits on the granite, because I had talked to somebody from the USGS about it, and they told us what was going on in that area. So interesting stuff, So those are real orbs, as compared to stuff you catch in your camera. There's thousands of them or hundreds of them. A lot of times it's just water droplets in the air. It's just, dust. It could be bugs. There's all kinds of things. But those, what I just showed you, interesting enough, we actually, all the investigations we've done, those are actual orbs that were caught. We don't catch too much stuff too often, but those were interesting. So I'm gonna go back, see if I can find any questions. Did you see any, Carly? I don't know if you can always see the questions.
I wasn't really looking.
Okay. Cheryl Brookshire says she has dolls with attachments. Ooh. I have a dolls with attachments. I have a Madame Alexandria doll, a guy doll, a doll. I think you said I got a doll at a store that was closing in 2018. Shouldn't let me leave the store without her. Interesting. So, I mean, yeah, well, some people have haunted objects. John Zaffis has a lot of them. Actually, we met some people at the event, right? They had quite a few haunted objects. Was it the not which city? Was it which city? Yeah, it was, right? They had the one lecturer, Carly, that the husband and wife team there, or the boyfriend and girlfriend team that had all the haunted objects,
Mhm.
the skulls and stuff. So that was interesting. They gave a lecture too, so their lecture is on there as well. They did a very excellent lecture as well. And I've met them before. I just can't remember their names off the top of my head. But again, check out those lectures. We had a lot of interesting people there and a lot of good lecturers there. Um, Bob Burnell going back to orbs and stuff. He says he thinks a lot can be explained away. Um, certain orbs could be paranormal. It's true, Bob, and that was just examples of a couple that are. Well, actually, earthquake lights are no longer considered paranormal because they know what causes them, which is a shifting of the plates and the energy is released up through the earth, and they just show up just before seismic events. But they used to be paranormal. Nobody knew what was causing those kind of lights until more recently. I think about early 2000s, 2002, something like that. They finally figured it out. It wasn't that long ago. And that one light on the USS Constitution, we still can't figure what the heck that is. So that's definitely paranormal. I'm not going to tell you it's a ghost, but it's definitely paranormal. We can't explain it. We couldn't reproduce it. I'm just looking down. Let me see. Just looking for any questions you guys got. I don't want to miss any. Oh, here's one from, of course, Steve White. Steve White's always got good questions for us. We'd love to get your opinion on this. Do you think dolls can have both good and not so good attachments, meaning not all attachments are bad? Carly, go ahead and take that one.
Yeah, I think I mean anybody can get good and bad attachments. But yeah, I think that it's not more like a it's not like Chucky, where it's like it's gonna possess the doll and then like make the doll move. I mean, I think they can manipulate the doll,
Hmm.
absolutely, but yeah, you can have multiple attachments for one object. Yeah.
You're just not going to come after me with a knife and try to eviscerate me, cut me open, and
No.
kill me? No. Darn it. That could be fun. Danny and Lauren Perez, and thank you, Kat. They're the ones that had the haunted objects they've collected over the years that were at Witch City Parafest, and I know their lecture is on Kat's site. Check that site out. I think you guys will enjoy it. Here's another question from Barry. Do you think it might be easy to find spirit activity anywhere in Salem, Mass, whether you are indoors or not? Yes, actually, I do. Carly, your thoughts on that, and expand upon that if you'd like. So, is it easy to find paranormal activity in Salem, Mass,
Yep.
indoors or outdoors?
Yep. Not only because of like the history there, but you also have lots of people going in and out. So you have a lot of energy. It's a lot of kinetic energy, floating around the area. You have a lot of emotional excitement. You have a lot of the trauma of the past. You have also um, Oh, what else? I was just thinking it might be easier to catch stuff indoors instead of outdoors because of, the outdoor, like, interference for, like, the environment and stuff,
Yeah, I mean, all the people wandering
yeah.
around constantly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and also, I think most of the stuff happened, like, inside places too, like that one
mm,
murder where the guy ran into the other house and stuff like that, so, like, I found, like, a lot of the activity or, like, a lot of, where entities are located are within each building,
yeah,
so actually go to each building and you feel them out, they all feel different.
yeah.
Like, there's
Mm,
different entities in each building, so and every time we've gone there, I've gotten the same exact feelings every time
mhm.
like, and
Yes,
it hasn't changed, so I'm
yeah.
pretty sure they stay there, like, that's, where they live, that's their home,
Yeah, I
so
think some of the spirits are it's like, residual stuff that's trapped there, or it could be like my theory of the split soul, part of that person's soul is still there reliving what it
mhm.
did, back
It
then.
doesn't move around a lot.
No, it doesn't. I know people have had experiences in some of the, uh oh my god,
Mhm.
my mind just went blank. The cemeteries there, and I'm not talking. It's not just the main cemetery where the witches stuff is and it's buried. There's another cemetery up in what used to be um, Salem Village. I think it's Danvers now because Sarah and Z had been there and they had some experiences in that cemetery. Oh, which by the way, we believe that's where Carly's ancestor is buried. Um, that was an interesting thing. Tell them about that, because we wanted to check out. We found out you have an ancestor. Go ahead and tell them about your ancestor,
Yes, so, my ancestor was, oh god, if I can think of the name,
Phillips.
uh, Walter Phillips? Yeah,
Yes,
it
yeah,
was Walter Phillips of Walter Phillips Sr. He wasn't born with the name Senior. He was actually given the name Senior when he actually moved to Salem. He was assigned to be a caretaker of a tavern over in what's now Danvers, Massachusetts, part of the old Salem town. And actually, there's a restaurant there now. Um, so the old place the tavern was torn down, but now there's a restaurant there, so I'm very interested to know if, like, he's still there, you know? So that
yeah,
would be really cool.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. What was the restaurant? What was the name of that restaurant? It was.
I don't know, it was, like, this Italian restaurant or something like that.
I'm gonna show you. Keep
If you
talking. I'm gonna
look
see if I can
up,
look it up.
Walter, uh if you
Walter
look up the
Phillips.
tavern, Walter Phillips Tavern, it was the name of it, it was named after him. Um, you will actually find, like, the name of the restaurant where it stands, at the address. But, let me see.
It's a pretty nice restaurant that's sitting there now. It'd be
Yeah, it
interesting to go
is.
in there and have dinner and stuff.
But
Um,
he actually signed petitions to, in support of the people being accused of witches, so
right.
I was happy to know that. Let's see.
Yeah. So I'm trying to look at Fleming's. Was it Fleming's Steakhouse? No, that wasn't
I'm
it.
on the website right now.
Oh,
It's
okay.
on, Sylvan Street Grill.
Sylvan's, yeah, that's it. Yeah, it looks
Mhm.
pretty nice,
Sylvan
actually.
Street Grill.
We actually pulled into the thing. We'd already eaten, so we didn't stop to eat, but,
So that's not the original building, but it's the approximate location of the tavern.
right, right,
So,
yeah. But it was right around that intersection, so,
mhm. But my family had
pretty cool.
moved over from the UK, where they're actually connected to the royal family
Yes,
from
yes,
Queen
yeah.
Elizabeth the First. My like
She's
15th great grandfather was the godson of Queen Elizabeth the First. So
well, Carly is related to
I
royalty,
would
there you go.
that was cool. So, mhm.
Interesting. Steve White did have another question. Did the Salem witch trials actually start in Danvers, Massachusetts back in 1609, what is known as Salem Village? Just looking through. I'm not, I mean, Salem Village was part of all that. I'm not
I
sure
would
if
you
I
know
don't
who
think
would
the
know that
trials ever
answer?
took place there. They took place in Salem proper. What is
You know
Salem
who would
proper?
know that answer is Sam.
Sam Beltrusis would
Sam
definitely know the answer
Baltrusis
to that. I
is
know
yeah.
I know Danvers, what's now Danvers, was involved with it. I know people from there were
Mhm.
accused. I don't think they ever held the trials there, no. That all began in what is now Salem proper.
Yeah.
That's
'Cause they
where
have
what's
the
her
red
name
line where
lives.
they walked, right?
Right, right. That's where it really all started. That's where the witch trials took place. That's where the hangings took place. No witches were ever burned, by the way. They were hung. Um, and the one guy was
And one
pressed to
crushed,
death.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he was pressed to death.
Mhm.
Yeah, those facts I know. But if you reach out to a gentleman by the name of Sam Baltrusis. Sam knows all that information, and he is kind of an expert on Salem and the witch trials. And
Literally.
he actually has a an ancestor that was involved with it, who was accusing the one of the accusers of the people being witches. So. And yeah, he's got a lot of information. He really is very knowledgeable, and he's been on many TV shows for his knowledge of that. So reach out to Sam Baltrusis. I can post his name up here. Some of you, I think, know Sam. Um, he is, I spelled that right. He is an expert on Salem and the witch trials and all that. So he's written books about it, even. So dun, dun,
And
dun.
huge props to my brother for finding that out because I didn't even have to look because my brother had already set up the ancestry.com trees
Mm.
already, so it all like downloaded
Hey,
itself
now
and
it
I was
wasn't
like,
all
"Oh,
your brother. I went online doing some searching and I found the letter that he signed. So there you go.
yeah, from the stuff that my brother put in."
No, I just did a search on my own, but your brother said it was on Ancestry, so I just went there and started digging. But, I didn't ever
Yeah,
sell
but
the
he
stuff your
found out
brother
we
sent
were
me.
related to him in the first place,
True,
so
yes, yes. He's the one that gave you the name, and he did give you the link to there, but I don't think I
Mhm.
ever got the link. So I just went to Ancestry and started searching, and they
Mhm.
had the link to the actual letter that not just he, but many people in the community signed at the time in favor of those being accused.
Mhm.
That they were not witches, and it was all just BS. Karen says she's got
Mhm.
a couple spirits in her house. I'm going to keep looking. I'm just looking for questions. If I've missed your question, please forgive me. Um, talking about everybody's talking amongst themselves too, which is always great. I always love when you guys start talking to each other about giving each other advice about things. That's what we do this for. And Regina Bova says that's cool finding about your biological family. Yes, but especially when she really did not know at all. And it
Yeah,
turned out she was not what her birth mother told her she was.
it was a huge case of he was not the father.
He was not the father.
He
Yeah.
was not the father.
She was told she
So,
was Native American and part African American and well, and no, she's about as white as you can get. White European as you
I
can
am
get.
whiter than a jar of mayonnaise. Yep.
Yeah, white European. Yeah,
So,
she's 100% European. Probably like me too. You know, I'm about as European as you can get to. I'm just
they
reading.
actually have a statue of one of my ancestors in the UK. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that. Whose statue is it?
The
You?
the guy oh god, or was it the girl? There was somebody in my oh god. There was somebody in my family that had it was the godson, I'm pretty sure. It's the statue of the godson because he got sent away
Oh,
because he did something really bad and
does he
then
look like you?
and I don't think no. But the
Should look up
paintings
the
aren't very
statue and see.
realistic back then. If you actually look at the representation of people like in those paintings, they don't look like
No, but it
witch people.
might
So,
you might see similarities. You don't know. You
but
said it's a statue, so look at the
they
statue.
got sent away um and because they did something bad, but instead of being beheaded, they were just exiled and so they told them to go translate this book and like the personality, they were like, "Watch me." And they translated the book and brought it back. So the only reason they could come back is if they translated the entire book accurately, and they did. So it was funny.
Yeah,
Um, But there is a statue of one of my ancestors like
Hmm.
somewhere. I have to look. It's
Look,
deep
see if you know his name, you should look it
yeah.
up. See if you can. There's an image of it out there on Google or something. If it
I
looks like
do
it.
remember looking at one of my great grandmothers, and they do look like me.
Yeah.
Like we do have similar like features. So
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it's too bad you don't look anything like your brother. Uh,
what are you
I
talking
just want to
about?
mention this one thing. And I'll let you go to that. I want to just one thing. Bob Burnell, thank you for saying that. And yes, this is a big thing with me. Do not ever, ever, never investigate your own home. Because even if you don't have anything going on, you could bring something in and you don't know what's coming. So thank you for mentioning that, Bob. That's good. It's a big thing for me. So yes, yeah, tell him. So tell him. Yeah, you don't look anything like your brother. No, not a thing. Think of Carly with a beard and you'll see her brother.
Literally.
Yeah, little gruff.
Literally. Little gruff,
That's her brother.
When I let Bob grow out a little bit too much, that's what we
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
So,
didn't
we
have some
actually when
time
we
to make
met,
her
we
list.
wore the
I'll keep
same
like her
outfit
gear.
too, which I
I
thought was
know.
hilarious.
Similar, yeah, similar colors and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So I think Carly did an app one time of her to look like a guy, and when I finally found a picture of her brother, I said, "I found your brother." She goes, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, he looks exactly like you. Looks exactly like that image, that thing you did of yourself to look like a guy." And he literally did.
Yeah.
I still think they're twins, although the
But
mother
we have different dads.
supposedly. I don't think that's really the truth. I really don't. I think I think you are actually twins. I think you were born at the same time. I think somebody messed with records. I think it's all made up. And your mother was pretty. Your both mothers a pretty sketchy person. It would not surprise me. Let's just face it. She was. Doesn't mean she was bad, but she was kind of a sketchy person.
The scandal.
I would not surprise me.
It
You
wouldn't
are
surprise me, I mean,
actually twins.
we went from royalty to rednecks, okay? Like, that is
You're so close in age. You're not telling.
that is my family.
Supposedly they're a year apart. They're not a year. They're twins. Nobody can tell me different. It could be why you can never find your birth certificate.
Here's a paranormal question, or a paranormal, like, relation. I grew up telling everybody that I had a twin, and, no one knew about my brother that I found that looks exactly like me. Talk about intuition, right?
Yeah,
So, don't say people can't connect like that. So,
yeah,
and we grew up like, well, it's technically 45 minutes apart, but with me driving, it's 30.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we grew up 30 minutes apart from each other.
yeah. Yeah, that's true too. That's
Yeah,
true.
that's crazy.
All right. See, we got a bunch of people come in, and there was something from somebody saying they've investigated. Oh, Michelle. Michelle. I mean, I know you investigated your house a lot. I just say you're taking a risk when you do that. I mean, you may not have had anything bad happen, but anytime you investigate your own home, you're taking a risk. And we've helped so many people who have done things in their own
Mhm.
home and then did it for years even, and then all of a sudden ended up with something really bad coming through, and we had to help them with it. So just be careful. Be careful. I can't stop people from doing it. I just recommend that you don't. I don't even do that in my own home. I refuse to. And a lot of people are talking about stuff with regards to Salem. I didn't catch the whole conversations, but I'm glad they're talking to each other about it. I know I had a question. Oh, here's George, our buddy George.
Hi, George.
And George says, once again, I walk in late from work, and once again, start show over. I can't start the show over, but you can rewatch it on my Facebook page. It's always there. They're there. So, I mean, they don't come down.
Oh my
And
god,
actually, we are
sprinkled donuts
putting,
are good though.
yeah, and I'm slowly putting all the shows up on Spotify. So you can always listen to them in your car when you're driving or just listen to them at work or whatever. Um,
Mhm.
uh, George says, if you start the show over, you will both find sprinkled donuts on your breakfast table within 30 days. So, we're not starting the show over, but you can rewatch it. You can
That's how
rewind
you
it.
get on my good side.
Yeah, I don't need donuts anyway. I don't need
I do.
donuts. Carly does, but
I'll take a donut. I'll take his
I
donut.
I don't need them. Send it to me. I see. Oh, there's some interesting conversations going on out there. Barry brings up a good point. Maybe Barry's tried it. I don't know. You might end up with disruptive activity all the time, and while you're trying to sleep, if you investigate your own home, that's actually true. The point there is you just don't know really what you're talking to. You don't know what you're inviting in.
And if you're initiating contact, they won't wanna stop.
Yes, and that can happen too. Even if it's not a negative spirit, they might be desperate to get somebody's attention to for whatever reason, and they'll just keep harassing you and wanting you to talk to them again and again and again and again and again. Um, and it can become a problem, and that has happened. I'm gonna put that up because George is such a great guy. He really loves us, and he loves you especially.
Mm.
Carly Hall is absolutely a beautiful young lady. Jack, you're both absolutely perfect for each other. So much respect for each other. That's why I keep talking over Carly all the time. I really respect her. I talk
That's
over
why I like talking things because I get to talk. That's why I don't wanna hand over the microphone.
her. I don't care.
I like answering
And I
questions.
finally just gave up. I was like, I won't try to take it. I'll just let her
I
talk.
like answering questions.
I
It's
know you
fun.
do, and I didn't know if you ever did, so that's why I think I always did a lot of talking at the lectures and stuff. But then again, you have talked at lectures, and you very first one you ever did with me, you had a ton of people lining up to talk to you after the lecture. Not me. They all lined up to
I was
talk to Carly
shocked.
after.
And that shocked me. I
Yeah,
was like, I've
it
never
was
had that
amazing.
happen. Now
Yeah.
I'll be giving lectures like 3 times a week.
Oh, and speaking of which, Carly, tell them the big news.
I got a job.
She got hired.
Yay!
She
I got the
officially
job.
got hired for the job at Hudson Valley
Yes.
Community College. Tell them what you're going to be teaching.
I am a adjunct instructor for the surgical technology program that I graduated from. So I am a lab instructor and will be having my own students. So I'm super excited. Pretty much just gonna be doing what my old instructor used to do, so I'm happy.
Yeah.
Gonna
So she
teach
got
all
the
the
job.
little people how to scrub. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, so she got the job after
I
I told her she
did.
got the job after they interviewed her.
Yeah.
"Oh, you think so?" "I don't know. I still gotta do it." It's like, she told you at the end of the interview, you can discuss certain things with Brian in the spring. Brian is gonna be her boss. That was her old instructor. And when they tell
So
you that, "Oh, you can talk to him about it in the spring when with the class," you basically got hired for the job. You work out your details. Oh my god. But she officially
so
got the notice today after going through all the paperwork. Now she's got some more paperwork to do. But that's the good kind of paperwork where they just got to collect all their stuff so they can pay you when you teach. So I told her, enjoy taking the mandatory security training. It's always fun. It's easy though. It's all online, Carly. It's no big deal. I had to take it for Hudson Valley too, just to be an adjunct teacher for the paranormal stuff. So I had to take those courses.
said
So
I should mess with them, like, on the first day and just, like, sit down and pretend to be
you could.
we're all gonna be the same age, so it's gonna be weird. But yeah,
Well,
I'm super
where
excited.
do they see you walk in and you walk to the desk?
I know, right?
What? Yeah, the teacher isn't here yet. Yep, no, I am the teacher. What?
Well, we'll be at a desk for, like, 5 minutes, and then we gotta go to the I think, to the Mako and go over all that stuff,
Doesn't
so
matter. It'll be
yeah.
still be, I think, a surprise to them. But
Yeah.
you are extremely good at what you do. If you weren't, your boss would not be hiring you. He knew that,
Thank you.
and he's
Yeah.
always, I think, wanted to hire you. So now you are. So congratulations to you. I think it's wonderful. And people, we are at 9:08 p.m. We're gonna say goodnight to you for now, but love to you all. And love to Carly, and congratulations on your new job. And I know that'll be starting in the spring, but you'll be having a lot to do between now and then, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Um,
My
Renee
car is
Dice,
finally gonna be driven
yeah, yes,
because 'cause
yes.
I'll be driving to the hospitals
Been
too,
sitting
so
there for a while.
yep.
It still drives. We drove it the other day, so
Yep.
I do take it out.
Yes,
I
not
try to
move
take it
much.
out every so often
Yeah.
and drive it. And Renee Dykes, thanks for stopping in. We are on our way out, everybody. Thank you again for watching this show. If we missed your questions tonight, please forgive us. I've been trying to catch up with everybody's, but I'm glad you were talking to each other in there. Everybody have a good night. Enjoy it. And hey, if you're into it, don't miss. It's actually probably on right now. The new season of um, oh my God, my mind just went blank. I hate when that happens to me. Oak Island.
Yeah. I
Oak
was gonna
Island.
say I had the name in my head.
Yes, yeah, I
So
did too. Oak
yeah.
Island is a new season. It started last Tuesday. This is the second night, second show of the new season. So check it out if you enjoy that type of stuff. And we'll see you all. Hopefully, we'll see you all next Tuesday. If we don't make it, we'll let you know in advance. But thanks again, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. We always love talking with you. Have a good night.